And welcome.
Welcome back to the Free Gents Podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
FGP.
Listen, man, we will put a number to this episode, but right now we holding off. Listen, these are the lost episodes until we find the proper way to, get episode 100 rolled out. Because listen, we got a lot planned for episode 100. We're not gonna talk about it too much, but listen, lost episode number one.
Listen. We got magicians here. We got smoke there. I'm telling you, you got people up here doing the worm. Like
this nigga line.
We don't got no magicians. Listen. I hired the Jabberwockies. Feel me? We about to roll it out the real right.
I wonder what the Jabberwockies cost to get them to perform. They probably cost. First of all, it's like 20 of them.
Well. I feel like but I also feel like the Jabberwockies is more like a name. Feel me?
Because it could be any of them niggas. Now think about it. I just thought about it. Just put the mask on and be Asian and dance. We good.
Yeah,
you're right.
I mean, but it's probably trademarked, so you can't. But or maybe they have a few that they
that's some
swap
shit.
in and out.
Yeah, that's some Akon shit. Let's send my brother out there to do performance.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
you feel me? That's what it probably is.
Yo, that's fucking.
And nobody knows what they look like.
You just sparked a fucking thought.
Nobody knows what they look like.
We need to start a dance school where we hire Asian kids to dance, and then we have them get a title. We get like 5 of them. We put a mask on them. Nobody's gonna know that it's not the same 5 fucking Asian kids. They can perform in 10 different places at the same time, as long as they know the same fucking dance.
At the same time. Nobody knows what they look like.
You just gave me a great fucking idea.
So
you might be onto something, gang.
It's probably franchised to where
that's amazing.
Boom. All right. Boom. You like, or maybe I'm thinking maybe
that's like cloning.
Yeah, or maybe I feel like maybe they have tryouts. Like, okay, you're acceptable. Like, if we need you here, we'll call you.
They're Asian. They can all do it. They can all do everything elite. I ain't gonna lie. they can do
it. What they can do is elite, but not all of them can dance. Right?
Well, listen, man. Let's get to it, man. Because Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. This is Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. For people who don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
it is. My favorite holiday.
Yes, it is.
You know what I'm saying? We here.
Shout out Super Bowl Sunday.
About to watch Patrick Mahomes win his 3rd championship. You know what I'm saying? I'm super excited about that.
And they got Ursha Raymond. That's a great performance.
I don't take the day off for nothing, and I'm still not taking the day off today. But I will take the afternoon off because after 6:30, if you need me, don't.
No, you don't need me.
I'm not available.
And speaking of holiday, yesterday was a Lunar New Year. Shout out to the Lunar New Year.
Lunar New Year. Yesterday was February 9th. What are you talking about?
No, yesterday.
Actually, it was the 10th.
Yeah. Well, that's what they call the Chinese New Year now.
Oh, yeah. See, that's how I always know something's up. This is how I explain how Asian people are better than us, because why the fuck they got a whole different New Year, gang? Why they shit so random? February 10th? February 10th. What are they calculating?
I mean, if you look at other religions, other cultures, everyone has different years. If you ask Jewish people, it's not 2024.
On God?
On God, you feel me?
That's confusing.
You go to India, they might have a different year for this year, but it's the only reason why I use 2024 is because of
Jesus,
colonialism.
Because of Jesus,
you feel me? It's all like I said, it's all arbitrary numbers on the calendar.
What year is it in the Chinese New Year?
Not sure, but I know it's the year of the dragon.
What year is it in the Chinese New Year? How's the year of the dragon? You just said it was a Lunar New Year, gang.
But no. Every new Lunar New Year is a new themed year. Feel me? So this is the year of the dragon. You feel me? I was born year of the rooster. Feel me?
Hey yo.
So
you was born the year of the cock.
You feel me?
Yo. That's crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey yo.
I was definitely born year of the cock. But every year has a different animal theme. So this year the year of the dragon. So yeah, shout out to Chinese New Year.
What year is
what do you I think Rosh Hashanah might be the Jewish New Year. It's either Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur is the Jewish New Year.
Oh, yeah. See, these niggas on some other shit. This makes a lot of sense, though, why I always say Asian people are ahead of us. And right now, it's the year 4,720, gang.
That's what I'm saying.
Get the fuck out of here.
See what I'm saying?
When did they start counting? Get the fuck out of here.
It's all
4,720? That's not even that old, though. I would have thought that shit was going to be like 40,000 or something. 4,000?
Yeah.
Come on, son. Nah, they playing. They just trying shit.
Well, the thing is, we can only... we don't really know human history before like 6,000, 7,000 years ago.
What you mean we don't really know?
Like
wasn't Egypt way before that?
The earliest records of ancient Egypt is maybe like 400 BC, which would be like...
Get the fuck out of here. Why did I think Egypt was way older than that? Nah,
I mean, I'm talking about like historical texts to where we know. I mean, we can date people from further back. When I'm talking about historical...
pyramids is way older than 2,500 years.
Wait, I'm talking about 4,000 BC. So 4,000. So you have to add another 2,000 years on top of that. That's 6,000 years old. You feel me? BC is
You said 400 BC.
Yes. So it's before the Common Era.
Yeah, but when you said 400 BC or 4,000 BC?
4,000. I'm at 4,000.
Exactly. The first time you said 400.
I'm at 4,000.
That's why I was like, what the fuck? That's 2,500 years ago. That's not that long ago.
That ain't nothing.
Yeah, that's fine. There's no way.
That ain't nothing. 4,000.
Okay. So 6,000. Okay.
Yeah, that's like written. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds more like it. Because ain't no way 2,500.
No, that ain't
fuck
nothing.
out of here.
That ain't nothing.
Right.
That ain't nothing.
But yeah, man. On another note, so Super Bowl's here. We already made our predictions. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what I said last episode, but I'm going 27-14 Chiefs. We're gonna see how that goes.
I'm still sticking 24-21 Chiefs. Is gonna be orange Gatorade on Andy Reid.
Yo, I hope you put that ticket in for the orange.
I already did.
Oh, okay.
All right, come on now. Because if I don't put the ticket in, it didn't happen.
Nah,
it didn't happen.
Word.
Listen. Me, I'm normally like a same day type of better. Feel me? Like it normally how I'm feeling in the moment. But orange,
for sure.
I knew it.
Yeah, you been saying that shit for weeks.
I'm telling you, orange, I knew it. But I just put my parlays in this morning for the game because like I'm a same day type of guy.
Yeah.
I never wanted to like feel me.
FanDuel is a motherfucker, yo. Like imagine if like you was to go buy crack from a nigga and they hand you a card for rehab at the same time. That's what FanDuel do. Like when you log into FanDuel, it makes sure they throw you that 1-800 number at the bottom. Like yo, just in case it's slipping off the slope. Here you go.
It's the same thing as prescription drugs. You pick up your prescription, they say warning, only take blah blah blah. Don't consume with alcohol. Blah 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 blah.
But nobody reads all that. You feel me? That's like optional. FanDuel throws the message in your face. Yo, just in case. And every 20 minutes, they'll let you, it literally says reality check, exclamation point. You've been on FanDuel for 20-something minutes. Like, are you okay?
Are you okay?
Blink twice
probably
if you need
not.
help. Yeah,
probably not.
Right.
You probably if you could put your mortgage up on the FanDuel app, you would.
It's over. It's over. People would be. Listen, I just watched Drake pull 1.15 million on Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I know. That's bad. That's bad for us.
What you mean?
Because we know the Drake curse. Feel me?
Oh man, I didn't know about this Drake curse.
Every team he's on, they always lose. Feel me?
He's so fucking rich. He just bet $1 million. That's hilarious. Like I can't wait till I'm at that point where I can just bet $1 million, either make $1 million or lose $1 million. It don't matter.
And it don't matter.
Because if I make this $1 million, we blowing it. If I lose this $1 million, I just
for him betting that will probably be like betting a few hundred for us. Feel me? Like
yeah.
You feel me? Like
yeah. Because they say Drake's worth what, 300 million? So 1 million, what's that, like 3% of his net worth? Not even. I'm tripping. That might not even be the right math. Hell no. That's 1/3%. That's what I meant to say. Not 30%.
So,
1/3%. It's fucking ridiculous.
But
1/3%. That's 1/3 of 1%. Is crazy.
And that's the thing, man. Once you get to a certain level, you're not even betting your own money. You feel me?
Damn, son. 1/3 of 1%. So if you got $10,000 on you right now, 1% of that would be what?
1,000.
1,000.
No, 100.
1%? No. 100 times.
Or 10%. 10% of 10,000 would be 1,000. So that'd be 100.
Yeah, you're right. 100 and 1/3 of that. So $33. If you had $10,000 to your name right now, Drake spending $1 million is the equivalent of you going to spend 33 cash right now. That's crazy. Yeah. That's actually fucking ridiculous. Now I feel poor. Now I feel poor as fuck.
What is 33 cash? 2 drinks at the bar?
Damn, depending on where you at. If you're in Hoboken, that might be 1 drink.
And the entrance. Listen, you in the Lower East Side, you in Midtown?
Oh, yeah. That's a LIT. That's the cheapest drink in that bitch.
That might be a Corona.
No, God, no. Yeah, depending on where you. If you in Miami, God bless. If you in Vegas right now, I'm praying for you. Because you're fucked up right now. Yeah, Vegas is out here wilding.
Nah, you bet.
You know what's real? Vegas, even the fast food prices double up during certain holidays. Like, that's outlandish. You go to McDonald's right now, they try to charge you $22 for a fucking meal. You're gonna lose your fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? Like
for some Mickey D's.
For some 6-piece nuggets, you shave me. And that line is a motherfucker. That's one thing about Vegas. Them lines be a motherfucker.
I know Vegas is going crazy right now. And speaking of Vegas and Super Bowl, there's certain guests that are in Vegas and they're trying to allude they're gonna perform at the halftime show. I hate that. Like, why everybody gotta be so why can't it be a surprise? Feel me? Oh, this person's in Vegas. Oh, this person has a song with Usher. Oh,
that's what they're doing right now?
Yeah, I'm like, yo, let it be.
I don't think it's that kind of party. Most Usher's greatest songs have no features, if you ask me.
But he has so many songs.
Yeah, but there's a Super Bowl. See, that's the thing with the Super Bowl. You got 15 minutes, gang. You got 15 minutes. The average song is 3 minutes long. Even if you do a minute of each song, and then the performance and the switching and the dancing.
What I'm saying, allegedly they saw Alicia Keys there. They think she's gonna perform.
If they do My Boo,
that's what I'm saying. That's what they think is gonna happen.
That'd be tough.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't see it though. Unless Alicia pulls up with the straight backs, that'd be fire.
Yo,
Alicia with the straight backs was a different breed.
Yo, listen, if he brings up Little John and they Lovers and Friends. Yo, and Ludacris, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Listen,
I'm gonna lose my mind.
Listen,
I'm gonna lose my mind.
As much as I love Love Isn't Friends, that was the one song that I was like, yo, we did not need this fucking Lil Jon feature. We didn't shout it.
But no, it was a great necessary. It's necessary. That Lil Jon feature is definitely necessary.
Yeah. It was a follow up to I felt that.
Nobody want a friend of me. Shout it, nigga.
Yo, it's crazy to think that my son Chris Bridges' dad used to be like a sex symbol at one point. Like bitches love Ludacris. Like he used to make love songs. Like and he had fire ones too.
Yeah,
like
Splash Waterfalls was crazy. You feel me?
That Love Isn't Friends. He had the Sex Room with Trey Songz.
Yeah. Man.
Like the fact that Ludacris could even jump in that bag.
What's your fantasy?
Yeah. But I mean, that wasn't really a sex song.
No, it wasn't.
That was like some ratchet shit. I wanna lick you from your head. That shit was crazy, son. That shit was crazy. Shout out to Chris Bridges though. I can't even call him Ludacris no more. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Big Luda.
Nah. He's really low key one of the greatest ever as far as like music and catalog's concerned.
Hold on, you're gonna get us canceled because we try to say that Nicki Minaj was top 5, and let me tell you, our comments been going up.
Going crazy.
Motherfuckers is going crazy on Nicki Minaj shit. They not going for it.
No, to this day.
They're not going for it.
To this day. To this morning.
To this morning, exactly. I woke up this morning to a couple heated people are like, yo, it's the most absurd take to consider the top 5 anything. But it's like, all right, can we break it down? Okay, please.
5 might be a stretch. I ain't gonna hold you. 5 might be a stretch.
5 might be a stretch. But if you really break it down, if you want to go box for box, people that check the boxes, we talk about overall greatness. I'm not talking about your fucking favorites.
Yes.
She shits on the name a top 10 list real quick. You got to put Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, Drake, Lil Wayne, Nas. Fuck it. Okay, 6. Okay.
Might want to throw Eminem.
Oh yeah, we'll put Eminem in there.
For me, there's a few.
It's interchangeable.
There's a few that are interchangeable.
Out of them 7, okay, who else? Who else is really like a top 10 all time? Like,
there's a lot. You feel me? It's all subjective.
Who you want to name? 50.
It's all.
You want to name?
It's all subjective.
You want to name 50. You want to name the old heads? That's cool too. You could do that. You could put in fucking. You could put in Rakim. You could put in whoever the fuck you want to name.
Big Daddy Kane. You feel me?
Big Daddy Kane, right. Rakim and Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane was the original GOAT. Then Rakim came, and then fucking Jay-Z came, and now it's Drake. Cool. Everybody I just named.
You say Wayne? You say Wayne?
Yeah, I said Wayne. Everybody I just named, their run wasn't more than 10 years. Nobody's run was more than 10 years. Literally, nobody.
It depends.
Whose run was more than 10 years? I'm talking about they prime. I'm not talking about they took 3-4 years off, came back, dropped the album, and it had one hit.
Well, it depends because artists had different ways of staying relevant. You feel me? Like there was an era where Jay-Z was only doing features. You feel me? And all features went crazy. So when you talking about Jay-Z's prime, when you gonna say that?
Jay-Z's prime 96 to 06. 96 to 06. He was talking about retiring from 03 to 06. Okay. But he was bullshitting. He was dropping albums with Linkin Park and other shit. Don't get me wrong, shit was cool. He was doing a little features here and there. He was working with Pharrell. He was doing his shit to stay pop. But by 03, Jay-Z was fizzling out. He was handing the torch to Beyonce, like, yo, here you go, shorty, do your thing. Like Crazy in Love, all that shit. He, Beautiful and all that. He was fizzling out by 03 for real. He was around 05, 06 because he was still doing features and shit and getting into people who were coming at him and doing rap beefs. Okay, that already right there, Nicki Minaj from 08 to 2024 is 16 years. That's already almost double what Jay-Z did. You know what I'm saying? Like that alone, that has his argument. When you talk about relevance, like Nicki Minaj at 40 is dropping albums that are anticipated. You hear Pink Friday 2 everywhere. It's going viral. It's on every TikTok. It's every meme. There's a couple songs that keep going viral. Just within the last couple years, the features she did with Ice Spice, the shit she did with Meg Thee Stallion, the shit she did with, even with Cardi B when they did Motorsport. That shit was a huge hit. Even the people that she's beefing with, she's had hits with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
she's big for everybody.
Exactly. She might not be dropping out, but she's dropping some of the biggest songs on it, some of the biggest features on it. She did the 6ix9ine shit. Even though people might not like the 6ix9ine shit, she was still
She got the song with Corey. That went crazy.
She did the song with Corey that goes straight like, bro, she's been doing that at 40. She's still dropping music that's anticipated. Nobody gave a fuck about Jay-Z's music at 40. Last thing he dropped was 444. He was 50-something. And it's like, nobody was really looking for that shit. That shit made some buzz, don't get me wrong. It did. But it didn't do what this is doing. It's not doing what Pink Friday 2 could do. She's not relevant. Like, what I was trying to tell people too is like, okay, right now the people our age in their late 20s, early 30s, even early 40s, they love Nicki Minaj the same way these 12 and 13-year-old girls love Nicki Minaj. The same way these little boys are looking at Nicki like, yo, she's fire. She's the baddest. Like, little kids still feel that way. That the same way adults feel. She has an influence from fucking children to adults.
And as you say that, she has now became to a point where she's so polarizing. It's either one or the other. Like, you either hate her or love her. There's no in between here. You feel me? You either draw a line and saying, do you like Nicki Minaj or you hate her? There's no feeling in between about her.
And what I kept mentioning too is like, all right, people gonna always say like, okay, she got her influence from Lil' Kim, and it's like, yeah, don't get me wrong. Shout out to Lil' Kim. But there was plenty of other artists after Lil' Kim that were female artists specifically that popped off not using her recipe. And they were super successful, i.e. fucking Erykah Badu, Eve, Missy Elliott, Foxy Brown, you know, tons of them, tons of female rappers that came out after that were popping, had a little stint that didn't have to copy Lil' Kim shit. Once Nicki dropped, she set the standard for how every female rapper has to look and sound, or else you probably don't get accepted. There's been some moderately successful. Shout out to Tierra Whack. I love Tierra Whack. She's not as relevant as, you know what I'm saying? And there's plenty of other female rappers that I could think of, but they all look, or they're all derivative of Nicki's style, visual, everything about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really want to talk about it, like,
and I hate one thing I hate, not even going off the Lil' Kim and Nicki Minaj thing, is I hate when the fact that if somebody gets influenced by somebody else, that person can never be greater than their influence. Right. I hate that concept at all, because at the end of the day, everybody has influences growing up. Everybody saw somebody they want to be like. Yep. You know, even that person who you were influenced with had influences. You feel me? Right. You feel me? Do we ever name that person's influences? You feel me? But like, everybody's always influenced by somebody else, and I don't think it's a bad thing when in certain situations to say that you outgrew your influence or you're bigger than the person that you influenced. You feel me? Like, I don't that you were influential of, not influence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then it's not even just the longevity of the music. When you talk about like the actual influence of like the physical influence of how, bro, I blame Nicki Minaj for the reason every girl grows up wanting to be BBL by 21. Like, whether you see it or not, that's where it came from.
Yeah, Nicki was
like,
one of the early.
She set the tone, bro. People didn't look like that. There was no female rapper that looked like that. Like, Lil' Kim did her body and shit, but she looked botched up because she was doing this shit in the early 2000s when shit wasn't set up right. You know what I'm saying? They was making mistakes and shit. Nicki got her shit done 100 times or whatever, but she still looked a certain way that everybody followed up afterwards. Even girls that didn't rap. You look at the strip club, all that. Strippers didn't used to look like that. Girls in music video vixens didn't used to look like that. It was once Nicki's body came out and people were like, oh, what the fuck? Everybody was like, oh, we got to copy that. Down to the video vixens, down to the models, down to the girls at the club. All that shit changed. But go watch some music videos from 2006, 2007. It's not that. Go watch Make It Rain by Lil Wayne and Fat Joe. Not one BBL in this motherfucker. That was 06. Yeah. 2 years later, not one natural body is in music videos after that. I'm sorry. It don't happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
and influence with the whole Barb's thing. That whole movement is like, bro, the pink hair. That whole movement,
on,
like,
bro, you can't.
Yo, you remember this, Nicki?
The only thing close to that when I say physical influence would be like Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne has a similar. I would give Lil Wayne the edge on that, but once again, then you take all the other boxes. Longevity and all these other things, and relevance and hits for hits, and how that music aged. That's another thing too. We know Nicki Minaj versus word for word, and we don't even want to know them, but we do know them because they're that big. Yeah, she has freestyles that males know all the words to, whether you like it or not. And I could test it, but I can't. For some reason, the song's not coming in my head. But there's a couple. Beat Me Up, Scotty freestyles.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, she just. Once she did that,
Piggy,
bro,
that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't discredit her. But I mean, the only person I can say physically has more physical influence as far as like changing the way people act and look, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne made everybody gangbang. Lil Wayne made everybody get face tats, dreadlocks, the auto tune rapping gangster shit. But Lil Wayne's music didn't age well. I'm sorry.
That's a fact.
I don't think it aged that well.
I would say our generation, like anything younger than our generation, don't really like listen to Wayne. Like, you feel me? Like, as far as age,
I listen to 4 or 5 Wayne songs ever nowadays.
But yeah, no, I see what you're saying as far as age.
And think about his run. His run was what, like, for his prime run was like
02,
03, yeah, 02,
03
Fireman,
to like 20,
to like 2011.
2013,
I ain't gonna lie. Low Ceilings, and then I think it was the album, the mixtape after that. It was Sorry for the Wait.
Sorry for the Wait.
But like, I can't name a song. I'm Sorry for the Wait. I'm sorry, I can't. They were all remixes and shit. He had one hot remix that he remixed the Lil Mouse's drill. That was like the hardest shit he did on that mixtape. We can't remember that.
You smoke
right,
around,
fuck around, get smoked.
Yeah.
And that was big because it was a Lil Mouse feature. Everybody was excited for Lil Mouse, but it was like, for real, nobody give a fuck about Sorry for the Wait. No Ceilings was heat. Don't get me wrong, but that was like 2010.
Was crazy.
That was 2010.
Yeah, when he go to Rikers, he went to Rikers like 07.
No, 2010. He caught the case in like 08. Like right after on Carter 3, but he didn't go to jail till like 2010, and then he came back like 2012, and he was popping. Don't get me wrong, but like it was just because it was like, oh, welcome home, but nobody gave a fuck about nothing Lil Wayne dropped after that. Respectfully,
no, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. You're even like the big artists, everybody had about a 10-year run. You would say
at most, and that was 9 years
with some exceptions.
Again, did the music age well? But yeah. Oh, let me not forget Kanye. Kanye honestly is one of the only other people that I could think of that can compete. I'll give Kanye the competition, and Kanye might be better, but that's at top 5. I ain't say top 1.
But the thing is, when you talk about Kanye, it's not even just musically; it's fashion and everything. Feel me?
Exactly.
Like, you feel me? It's a different aspect of the culture when we talk about his influence as well. Not even just beyond the music in general.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Right. His influence is way beyond
the Yeezys.
And if you want to talk about his music relevance, like, hey, Kanye shaped everything we know about music right now, whether you realize it or not.
As far as what?
As everything from the production, because Kanye's running music for real been since like '99 to now.
Yeah,
because if you talk about Ace to the Izzo and everything he did on the Blueprint on the Black album for Jay-Z,
we're not. I mean, we're not counting that. We talking about him actually as a solo artist. Feel me?
I mean, production kind of has to count. If you made all these beats to these amazing songs, you were super relevant. You shaped the sound of the early 2000s. He shaped that with Dipset. A lot of the shit he was doing with Dipset, like, people don't even realize Kanye had a lot to do with that shit. He was in all the Dipset videos in the early days when they was running around Harlem. He's the motherfucker in the trench coat looking like a fucking schoolboy, while everybody else looking like fucking. They got the pellies with the big Timbs on. Kanye's over there with a Gucci hat on and a big trench coat. Like that's Ye. But when I say as far as music wise, okay, what Ye's done, think about it, bro. When 808s and Heartbreak came out, I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't like that album until about a year and a half later. That shit aged. I had to let it age for me to appreciate it. I listened to damn near every song on 808s and Heartbreak to this day, gang.
808s is one of the ones.
Bro, he was like, yo.
808s is one of the ones.
He made us realize, yo, you don't have to be T-Pain to use like 808, like you don't have to be T-Pain to use
auto-tune.
You know what I'm saying? Like that whole wave, it came in right before Drake.
Nah, it aged great. People want to blame aged gracefully.
And then after that, Wayne took off with the auto-tune shit too and was like, oh, I'm auto-tuning this shit out. Fuck the bars. We gonna slow this shit down. And I'm single. Like he slowed it down and people was fucking with that. But Ye, when did he drop? The dropout. I mean, the college dropout was what? 02, 03?
Yeah, 02, something like that. 03.
To this day, 21 years. That's crazy.
Yes, yeah.
21 years. And when he's not impacting us musically, he's giving us productions through Kid Cudi. I mean, he's not as a single artist, as a solo artist, when he's not impacting us with the music he's dropping, he's working with Kid Cudi. He's working with one of the most very impactful, influential Kid Cudi. You know what I'm saying? He's doing the clothing stuff. Whatever he drops goes fucking insane. You know what I'm saying? He's working with Chance the Rapper. He's working with it's so many that he's
doing behind the scenes.
Yeah, he's doing behind the scenes you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's dope. But, yeah, I give Kanye. Kanye might be the only person I can think that's more influential and has had a longer and greater run than Nicki Minaj.
Yeah. I mean, I would say.
And I'm not calling her top 2. No. I'm just saying she's in that top 5. There's a conversation whether people want to fuck do it.
There's definitely an avenue where that can be where I could definitely be explored.
Yeah.
You feel me? I know people was going crazy. People was like,
Yeah, but let me get off the Nicki Minaj tirade, man. I remember you said that there was a topic you had wanted to bring up.
Yeah. I've said on this podcast a few different times, I talked about individualism and how it's a detriment to the black community. And I wanted to go a little bit in depth about the history of individualism and how harmful that could be.
Individualism, I'll just break it down for what it looks like phonetically. So it's the belief of doing everything individually by yourself. Ism means belief.
So
individual means by yourself.
Let me
understand.
Let me break it down.
Yeah, please.
So from a historical perspective, 1710, Johannesburg, Virginia.
God damn, 1710.
I spoke about this on the podcast before. The meritorious manumission. The meritorious manumission.
Okay.
What it is a set of bylaws that the slaves came out with. That the slave owners came out with, that certain slaves could do. And what it would do, it would elevate them amongst the masses, amongst the regulars, versus the other slaves. It would elevate them amongst the masses, right? So this was the first time that individualism was celebrated, and you were. It was the first time individualism was rewarded systematically. Right, okay. So there's a few things that some certain slaves could do that could elevate them amongst the masses. Right, so for example, let's say back in the day, I did certain things, and I'm elevated in society. I'm living a good life now, right? So, Massa loves me.
Name some of these things they could have accomplished.
So for example, one of them was if you snitched on your rebel brothers.
Oh shit!
No snitching. It's no snitching back then. Yeah. So if you snitched on your rebel brothers, let's say you found out to make your slave master money, invented a way or found a way. If you saved the life of a white person, there are certain things you could do that would elevate you amongst society. So this is the first time that you were systematically rewarded for individualism without thinking about the group. You think about yourself. Whoa. So what happens now I did something like that. Oh, later on it was slave catcher. Later on it was slave catcher. Later on it was preacher as well.
Preacher of the Bible.
Preacher, absolutely. So you weren't allowed to read and write, but you could preach the word.
Don't get me started.
I don't want to talk about that right now.
Yeah, because that's
a whole other tirade. But
okay, can't read and write, but you can teach people how to praise God. Let's talk about it. But
think about it now. Okay, now I'm living what Master eats. I'm living in the big house. I made it. Yeah. I'm not interested in your movement. I'm actually willing to sabotage your movement as long as I'm in the good graces of the master.
Damn.
You feel me? So now, boom, 1710. 2 years later, in 1712, also in Virginia, his name was William Lynch. The Willie Lynch speech, right, which became known as the Willie Lynch method. So in this, it's William Lynch gave a speech, and basically he was saying that it's not enough in order for us to make an example out of one slave in front of everybody. It's not enough because everyone's going to build resentment against us. We have to divide and conquer. We have to make sure they're fighting against each other, and it'll make us easier to rule from the shadows if they're fighting against each other. Whoa. We don't need them spending their energy on us because they're going to team up. 1700s. We need to create systems to divide and conquer that they hate each other.
Insert crack cocaine in the Bloods and the Crips.
Bro, now look, 300 plus years later, the Willie Lynch method. Let's see how it manifests today. You have how are we fighting against each other today? This neighborhood versus that neighborhood. We have the diaspora wars, which we love so much.
Diaspora, for the people at home.
For people that don't know what the diaspora wars.
And for me, because I don't know what the fuck diaspora
So diaspora wars would be, there's a big movement where people are foundational Black Americans in there, and that whole movement, and Jamaicans are different, or if you're from Africa, you're different. It's tribalism basically. Yeah. Diaspora wars. We have men versus women.
God damn it.
We have light skin versus dark skin.
Yes, sir.
We have people individualizing themselves by zip code and income level.
I was about to say rich versus poor.
That's what I'm saying. So. Right. Everything I just named right here did one of two things. It's either this side versus that side, or individualism. Where my skin is lighter, I'm different than the rest. Oh, my eyes are lighter, I'm different than the rest. I grew up on this side of the neighborhood. You're one of the good ones. I make this amount of money. I can't relate to their issues. Right. Individualism. That's so dangerous to the group thinking and the progress in the Black community. That's
deep, bro.
Bro, listen.
You're brushing through this so fast that I'm like, damn, everything you're saying is deep as fuck.
And think about it. Our actual story in America is unique like no others.
Right.
Excluding the natives, we're the only ones that came to this country as chattel. Everyone else came by choice. Everybody else came by choice.
That's a fact.
We were the only ones that were forced here. And even after we were emancipated for 100 plus years, discriminated against, do everything in their power socially, economically, politically, to hold us back, to make us second-class citizens, to divide us even more. So with that being said, since our story's so unique, we have to come together even more. We have to be more united than every other minority group. We have to be more unified to overcome all the barriers that were set up even after we were emancipated.
Damn.
But look at the reality.
The reality is we make y'all all broke, put you all in one section, and watch how y'all divide and conquer.
Yeah, divide and conquer. We have to be more together than everyone else in order to overcome everything all the hurdles that were put out there. But in reality, we're the most divisive. We're the most disorganized. And nobody respects us because we don't respect ourselves.
Damn. Ding, ding.
Nobody respects us. Nobody respects us as a community because we don't respect ourselves. We don't want to sit here. We want to talk about Black Lives Matter, but we shooting each other in the street.
Right.
You feel me? Nobody respects us. And
people
people take advantage of us because we take advantage of ourselves. It's easy to take advantage of us. It's easy to what they're doing now is change the history books and how our history is taught and how slavery was taught. It's easy for them to change the history books. It's easy for what's going on, what happened in Philly, how they cut the education budget and extracurriculars, but at the same time funding billions of dollars into private prisons, state-of-the-art private prisons. It's easy for that to happen. It's easy for politicians to make promises that they're going to do and not keep them, and we still vote for them, or not even acknowledge any of the problems that are going on in communities, and we still vote for them. We make it easy. We make it easy for places like Flint, Michigan, or Jackson, Mississippi, did not have clean water.
Right.
A literal public health crisis. Was anybody held accountable for it?
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Absolutely not. Speaking of Jackson, Mississippi, did you know Jackson, Mississippi, 200 bodies were found buried in the back in the back of a jail in Jackson, Mississippi?
When?
Like last year or so.
Get the fuck out.
200 shallow unmarked graves, but in the back of a jail in Jackson, Mississippi. Did you hear about it?
No. Who went to jail for that? Somebody had to get in. Please tell me somebody was held accountable for that.
Did you? And the only reason how they found about that, did you hear about a man named Dexter Wade?
No, but I'm sure he's dead.
Of course, yes he is.
I'm sure he's dead.
R.I.P. Dexter Wade.
If he exposed this, he's for sure dead. Yeah.
The Dexter Wade story goes, he got hit by an off-duty cop. By an off-duty cop, he was struck by a car. Off-duty cop.
Right.
Brushed under the rug. His parents, his mother, was trying to locate him. He disappeared for months on months. They found out that he was buried in an unmarked grave, and the police was saying that they didn't do anything wrong. That the reason why they didn't reach out to the mother is because they couldn't identify the body. It goes to show that he had a prescription medication in his pocket that said his name. They didn't even care. Damn. They didn't even care. They do whatever they want.
That's insane.
Do we hear about? Do you think that something like that would be able to happen to somebody in the Asian community? Do you think something like that would be able to happen to somebody in the Jewish community? Absolutely.
And
not.
It's crazy because I was watching. I'll be watching a lot of this YouTuber 1090 Jake that I've mentioned on here plenty of times, and a lot of his content is revolved around jail. He went to prison, all this stuff, right? And he was saying that in Florida, especially because he's from Florida. He is. Yeah. So he's from Florida, and he explains like how the prison system out there is so wild. And Florida is one of those states that they'll give you 4 life sentences and shit like that. Like, they'll be like, oh, you got 400 years to life, you know. So what happens is a lot of times. There's there'll be there'll be crazy riot. People die all the time in jail. Whether it be inmate on inmate, a lot of times it'd be prison guards put out hits on inmates and they get the inmates to kill them, or sometimes the prison guards might beat you to death, literally. And he said it was so common that would happen. Like it was like on some like weekly occurrence, somebody would die. And it sounds like a lot, but if you think about 50 people in a year, it's really not a lot. Obviously one is a lot, but I'm just saying like it's not an absurd number where it's hundreds of people dying. And you're talking about a prison system where like these privately owned prisons, they don't really have to explain nothing to nobody. And once they give you 300 years in this system, you're owned by them. When you die, you think about to have a funeral? No, they're burying you out back. Just like you just said. And that's what I started thinking about, because what happens is a lot of these prisoners that get killed are people who are lifers or people who are doing hundreds of years. So they'll get mistreated and killed by the COs or one of the inmates that it was a hit or whatever, and it ain't nothing to get swept under the rug. Bury them out back. Because like you said, they have grave sites at the prison where they have the right to bury you. There is no funeral. They'll tell your family, yo, your loved one died. This is how. And that's it. Story's over. But truth be told, what tonight Jake talks about a lot is that, yeah, it was like, yo, bro, a lot of these times, these COs are breaking motherfuckers' heads in. Like, he had a story where one dude, he spit on a female CO, and they beat his ass, and then sometime later he was jerking off or whatever, masturbated, and he ended up throwing semen on on a different female CO. And long story short, they beat that motherfucker to death. Like, in that cell, nobody ever saw or heard from. They heard the beating. Nobody ever saw or heard from him again. And it was just like, it was real normal for that to just happen. Like, if you cross a certain line, you go do you want to throw a bottle of piss on one of these COs, go see what they don't do, and go see what $1,000 in jail get you murdered without a doubt. Especially somebody who don't got no family from the outside. They doing 100 years. They don't got nobody sending them nothing. $1,000 is literally a whole year's worth of commissary, and they're gonna be eating good for a year. Think about it. $1,000, $365. That's $3 a day. That's snacks every day for the next year. $3 a day, they up. That's soup, soda, and a bag of chips every day. You can literally start a whole fucking store off. That's what they do. Literally.
Commissary store.
The commissary store, because you buy this shit, you buy it all up because you only allowed a certain amount of money every day. I'm not going to get into all that because I'm not a prison specialist. But the way Tonight Jake was saying, so it's like, yo, $1,000 worth of snacks, you could turn that into the rest of your life having money. Because you go buy these soups at regular price, you cash out, buy all of them. Now, when the soups are sold out, them soups go from being 10 cents a piece to $1 a piece. Now you're 10xing your money.
Now you up.
Right. And now when it's 3 in the morning and nobody got coffee, guess who got coffee? I do, because I bought all of it. And look, I can throw it from under one cell to another. Cool, but that's gonna run you 3 bags of chips for that one coffee bag that was really just worth whatever that shit was worth. Now it's worth 3 bags of chips. Now I got 3 bags of chips. Well, these are worth this now. I can sell these. So it's crazy how people create a whole economy off that. But that's not to get away from the point. Point is, $1,000 get you struck and get you buried out back, and motherfuckers will never hear from you again. So what you're saying does not surprise me.
I think it was like 215 unmarked shallow graves in the back of a jail in Jackson, Mississippi. Dog. And Jackson, Mississippi has the most black people out of any city in America.
Really?
Percentage-wise.
Yeah, right.
Percentage-wise.
Wow, I'm not surprised, yeah. I did hear that, because Jackson, Mississippi, people who don't know, is actually where Deion Sanders coached at. Jackson State University. Yeah, so.
And you said something that was profound, is that you are, if you commit a crime, it's the state versus... It's whatever state you're in versus your name.
Yeah,
you
and
are
become
literally
property of the state.
Literally property of. That's what I was about to say.
Hey, shout out to Rockefeller. State property, the movie. That's what it's fucking saying. You are state property. You are no longer a name. You are
this number
0766492.
You better know.
You.
Yeah,
you are no longer. Come on, Kendrick. It ain't you.
Nope.
You are property of the state, and they can treat you as so.
And like I was talking about before, what happened in Philly? People glossed over that. All the budget cuts that they did to education, they took away a lot of extracurriculars. They took away a lot of they took away like art, drama stuff, outlets and stuff like that. A lot of children have and gravitate towards. They took that out. By the same time, they funneled in these millions of dollars to the private prisons. State of art, private prisons. But what I'm basically saying is, we make it easy for all that to happen, for all that to occur, because we're so divisive. And we're fighting battles against each other when we're all facing the same type of discrimination. You feel me? This side of the street, that side of the street, light skin. That doesn't mean anything. None of that means anything.
That is really insane though, because when you look around, I mean, eventually other races did catch on with the whole gangs and stuff, but we take that shit to heart like just more than anybody. I don't, because the South Americans, they definitely turned up the gang shit too. Don't get it wrong.
Absolutely. I'm not saying gang, but what I'm saying is we're in a situation that we didn't put ourselves in, and what we're doing is we're tenfolding the situation. You know what I mean? Like we didn't put ourselves in the position in the situation, but we're not doing anything to help ourselves out of the situation. But if we do, and if we make it out, now it's I made it out. You feel me? And now we don't do any individual. That's my point. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm driving home. Is the point is we don't have the luxury. If the discrimination that didn't happen even after slavery, if that never happened and we were allowed to live as a society, as an individual, and afforded all the luxuries and opportunities that everyone else was, then it wouldn't necessarily individualism would be okay, because we have equal standing, and we would be able to do anything anyone else was able to do. But since all these practices were put upon us over a long period amount of time, we can't afford to think like individuals as far as the majority is concerned.
You know what I think about though, for real, is that well, specifically the white race in America had a really large head start, you know? So I think that in due time, you reap what you sow. This shit comes back full circle, son. Like, that's the theme I have in life. Like, this shit will come back full circle. Get this shit 300 years. Give it some time. You know what I'm saying? Like, slowly but surely, when we was growing up, there was like 1 or 2 black billionaires. Shout out to Oprah. Now it's like there's like 2 in the NBA. It's like they're everywhere. They're popping up left and right, and their children are gonna be billionaires, and they're gonna use their funds in certain ways. You know, so it's like give it some time. I think we're well on our way, because when I think about like other races and like how they keep everything in house, like especially I actually I always admired the way Jewish people and like Chinese people, when they have once they start a family, they keep everything in the family. Like Jewish people, their son is the real estate agent, their nephew is the lawyer, yep. Their uncle is the accountant. You know, like they keep everything here. I'm gonna go to him. And same thing with Asian people, especially Chinese people. You know, they start their whole communities wherever they go. You know, like in Tina, we got something called Hebrew Hills. It is straight Jewish people over there, and you could probably buy a house over there, but I don't know if that's the best idea, because that should be looking like the mob on Fridays when they outside. Them motherfuckers is moving 100 deep through everybody's block. That shit is amazing, but I admire that shit, because like you go to Chinese neighborhoods, it's called Chinatown. Everything's in Chinese for a reason. Koreatown. Everything's in that, you know. And it's like I see now. What I've been seeing is, I mean, the last like 10 years, it's been a heavy movement of support black business. A lot of things are black-owned business. People are making sure they market that. Yo, it's minority-owned. Yo, spend your black dollar here. Yo, spend your minority dollars here. And I feel like, you know, it's on the right track. Of course, things like gangs and the predicaments minorities have been put in is always going to affect us and keep us at a disadvantage for a long time. But give it 300-400 years. Unfortunately, we're not going to be alive for that unless we figure it out. Elon Musk might make that possible. But you know what I'm saying? Like, give it 200-300 years. I got faith that this shit's going to turn around in a positive way, and it's only going to go up from there. You know? I at least that's what I think.
Okay.
I think just give it some time. But obviously, we're talking about right now. Right now, shit's fucked up. Yeah. In our lifetime, shit's going to stay fucked up. 200-300 years from now, though, I think this shit. I wish we could time travel and be alive for that shit. Cause
yeah, I wish we could time travel as well. My thing is, I feel like now when we're talking about the wealth in our communities, yes, there, you know, the number of black millionaires and black billionaires have definitely skyrocketed. Obviously, you know, they weren't like that 50, 60 years ago or so, which is a blessing. But I use the needle of the average rather than the extremes to check as far as progress is concerned. You feel me?
No, I feel that for sure. I just feel like there's such a trickle down effect, because I mean, money isn't everything. Like, it's not just because these people are billionaires, it's proven that we're making any progress.
I'm not saying, you know me. You know,
but I do know that shit, having that kind of financial backing really does change things. You have people like LeBron that build schools. You have people like Akon who goes and puts Wi-Fi to over 30 million people in Africa. You got, you know, and that's slowly opening the resources that people need, you know, because there's so many. We just thinking about America, but there's so many people all across the world that are still handicapped by not even having the resources. They don't even have the education. They don't have anything. They're still worried about survival. They're worried about their next meal. Like in America, at least, if you really poor, they'll provide you with some free government assistance. You go around the world, in most countries, hey, good luck, buddy. Good fucking luck.
And what you said is very prevalent here. It's very prevalent because, like I always say, and we always look at America as if we're the world. Mm-hmm. And we don't really look at the outside really type of view. Right. And that's why I really resonate with somebody like Marcus Garvey when he's talking about Pan-Africanism. Yeah. And the fact that when I talked about diaspora wars and tribalism, that goes more into we are foundational Black Americans, and people from the continent are separate. People from the Caribbean are separate. Pan-Africanism is that that all Black people are one around the globe, and we're all facing the same type of. If you go anywhere in the world, they're facing the same type of issues, the same type of problems, and it's the unity. It's the borderless unity. Which I really resonate with.
Yeah, shout out to Marcus Garvey too, because I know he's from Jamaica. How old was he when he came to America?
He came to America very young.
Wasn't he in Harlem at first?
Yeah, he was in Harlem.
Right.
And when we talk about, I didn't even think I was gonna touch on Garvey, but I'll touch on him a little bit.
Yeah, why not? Educate me a little bit more. I don't know too much about Marcus Garvey.
Marcus Garvey. He and why I really resonate with Marcus Garvey, he was able to create a movement and unify Black people from all over the world without a religion, without an overlying religion. You feel me? If you look at every other Black leader, for the most part, there's been a religion attached to that. But he was borderless. There's chapters of Garveyism throughout the world, and he resonate with everyday people around the world, and he was I'm gonna tell you a little about what he was trying to do. He created a Black owned cruise ship line.
Yeah,
Black Star.
Okay, right. Because Kendrick talks about. I learned so much about through Kendrick, bro.
Black Star.
That
line.
makes sense why he talks about Marcus Garvey on them cruise ships. I was like, what is he talking about?
Black Star Line was a cruise ship. And not only was it a cruise ship so Black people all around the world can travel, it was also cargo and stuff like that, supplies all over the world.
What the
he created
fuck?
He created it, this was
this motherfucker had a cruise ship?
Yeah, a whole cruise ship line. And guess what his demise was?
What?
Us. Individualism. That's what I'm talking about.
He got killed?
No, he got deported. But
they'll do that to you.
But he started Black Cruise Line. Black Star Line, which was a cruise ship. It was cargo. It was basically a transportation system throughout the world for Black people.
Damn. And that's fucking crazy. We don't talk about him enough.
Of course we don't. Of course we don't.
Yeah, but we should be responsible for at least mentioning. It's February.
That's what I'm saying.
Matter of fact, that's what we should do every episode. We should highlight somebody that ain't highlighted enough. Because Marcus Garvey, that's crazy. That story is crazy.
Marcus Garvey is one of my biggest influences.
Wow.
And not only that is so in creating a Black Star Line do you know who J. Edgar Hoover was?
J. Edgar Hoover, he was the FBI agent?
Yes, he was the head of the FBI.
Right.
J. Edgar Hoover.
I know a little history.
J. Edgar Hoover, one of his first assignments was to infiltrate the Black Star Line.
Right. Oh, the Black Star Line.
Yeah. The first Black FBI agents were informants.
God, come on. It goes back to that. Individualism 1710.
Boom. That's my point.
Whoa.
The stifle of progress throughout history has been us. We've been doing that. We've been doing that. Fred Hampton's death. Fred Hampton's death. Joy on the Back Messiah. Us. It's always been us. It's always been us.
Damn.
Individualism. The first Black FBI agents were to infiltrate the Black Star Line and sabotage it from the inside.
Which was there to only the betterment of Black people.
That's my point.
And it came back to, we give you these, what was the word you were using? Systematic ways
to elevate yourself amongst society. We want to assimilate ourselves into society instead of bettering it for ourselves. As long as they look at me in a positive light, that's okay. I'll sabotage my own people.
Fuck.
That's my point.
Damn it.
You see me driving home the point?
Yo,
that makes sense?
I be feeling like I'm on a fucking Monopoly board and these motherfuckers running this shit. And I just, I can't, admire is the wrong word, but I just be amazed. Like, how
it works. That's what I'm saying.
How the fuck did this shit work? And you got it down back.
It's down to a T. It's down to a T. Boom. You got the meritorious man you mentioned, 1710, and then you got William Lynch in 1712, divide and conquer.
What the fuck?
Individualism and divide and conquer. Make them hate each other. And then you have individuals supplant themselves into the system.
Into this fucking day, there's an informant in every gang, on every block, in every ghetto.
Yep.
there's informants, and they look just like us.
Just like us.
And you're telling them all your deepest, darkest secrets. They know who slid on who.
We have
who
been the
did
downfall for us since the inception, and it's all for individual. That's what I'm saying is that's why it's such a danger for the black community. And going off the Black Star line, So the first black FBI agents worked under Hoover in order to infiltrate and sabotage. So long story short, with Marcus Garvey's story, there's certain informants there started mismanaging funds, all that stuff, and they got him on international fraud, you know what I mean? They got him on all that stuff, deported his ass right back to Jamaica.
Damn.
Wrapped up the Black Star line. But it all started with us. And now if we were unified and we thought to embedment of everybody, nobody would have done it. Nobody would have done that. If we were all like mind, this is better for our people. Nobody would have done that. Did you see Jonah and the Black Messiah with Fred Hampton?
No, I didn't. That was a movie. That movie came out recently, right?
You got to see that.
You know what movie I did watch that was fire? The shit with Denzel's son, John Washington. Fuck. That's my shit. Fuck. Black something. Fuck.
Black Klansman.
Black Klansman.
Yo, Black Klansman was crazy.
Yo, that movie was fire.
The
soundtrack that movie was fire. I stole like 5 songs off that shit too.
Black Klansman was fire. But what I'm saying, even the Fred Hampton story. For those who don't know the Fred Hampton story, he was one of the youngest leaders in the Black Panther Party.
Right.
And what they were doing, they had a whole program, 10-point program. They were feeding kids breakfast. They started out protecting the community.
Right.
They had a whole bunch of initiatives.
Right.
And
policing the police.
Policing the police. That's what I'm saying. They were really protecting.
They were walking
each
around
other.
with big ass matics. That's why the government wasn't having that shit. They're like, listen, these well dressed motherfuckers not about to be walking around our neighborhoods with these fucking guns, thinking that they about to tell police what to do.
But the Second Amendment. But this story for another day. But the Second Amendment, we can. But when it comes to those people, you can't. Why was the Black Panther? Or why did the Black Panthers labeled a terrorist organization and disbanded? But we got the Klan today now. But anyway, that's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that. I
know exactly why I did that.
We know why.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, once you name something a terrorist organization, everything's. It's lit. It's fair game. Whatever the fuck we want to do to you is lit.
But we still got the Klan today.
The second we name you a terrorist organization, it's fucking lit.
But we still got the Klan today, is what I'm saying. What I was saying is, basically, Jonah and the Black Messiah was a story of an informant. He ended up, he was a carjacker.
Right.
He used to steal cars. Okay. He got caught. And they brought him to the room and said, hey, we got this opportunity for you. We need you to infiltrate this organization for us and feed us the details on the inside.
I'm going to watch that later.
You got to see it. You have to see it.
I didn't know that's his name. Okay, so he was actually a bitch ass motherfucker.
Individualism, these coons, I'm telling you. That's been the downfall of all of us. So what he did is he got cool with Fred Hampton. He got cool with the leadership. Long story short, Fred Hampton was slated to go to jail, right? And they realized, we don't want him going to jail. Look what happened when Dr. King went to jail. What happened?
They got stronger.
That's what I'm saying. They got stronger. So what they said to him, I said, I need you to draw us a map of how his apartment looks. Exactly how his apartment looks. They kicked in his door, killed him, sleeping next to his pregnant wife. He was 21 years old.
He was 21?
Kicked in his door at 21 years old.
Dang.
Killed him, sleeping next to his pregnant wife. And they used the map that the informant drew to know the layout of the apartment. They didn't want any trap doors. They didn't know what they were going into.
So Marcus Garvey and Fred Hampton met their demise to individualism at the end of the day.
Those are only two of them.
Right.
Those are the only ones I named on this show. I can go into a whole episode.
That was a perfect way to end the episode. Super educational, man.
Listen,
I always appreciate.
I can go into a whole episode about the COINTELPRO.
I can listen to you tell this shit all day. I'm going to go watch this movie immediately after. Well, not after this because Super Bowl going on, but after that, I know exactly what I'm doing tonight.
You have to.
Listen,
you gotta watch it.
Listen, man. Appreciate y'all. It's been a Free Gems podcast.
You feel me?
Merry
Black
Christmas.
History Month. Feel me?
Happy Black History Month. Happy Black History Year. Happy Black History Day. We're doing this shit all day.
Merry Super Bowl Day. Happy Lunar New Year and all that. You feel me?
It's all that going on, man. We appreciate y'all. We're gonna be back next week for some more lost episodes before episode 100. But stay tuned. Episode 100 will be a turn up. We will be going crazy.
Stay tuned.
Appreciate y'all, and we are
out
gone.
here.
Yo, that was crazy, though.